fingers down my spine. Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers?
Hey curl friends, it's me BJ and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be using a couple awesome products that I got from FortifydNaturals. I'll be showing you start to finish on how I get my bomb twist out. Okay, so first things first, as usual, I'm going to moisten my hair with some water in my spray bottle. You never want to manipulate your hair as it is bone dry or anything like that. You want it to be easy to manage and you don't want to cause any breakage. So that's what I'm doing right here. And just so that you know, this is a 7-day-old twist out and my hair was not dirty or weighed down or anything by a lot of product. So instead of rewashing it, I'm just going to restyle it. I actually washed the week before and I deep conditioned my hair with FortifydNaturals Reconstructing Deep Conditioner. Next, you always want to section your hair off. It just makes it easier to deal with. You don't have a bunch of like straggly strands hanging around and you don't have to have perfect parts when you section. I just kind of do it with my fingers so that I can have things out of the way. So what I'm using right here is the Hydrating leave-in conditioner after I moisten my hair, and I'm just going to kind of massage that in there and pay a lot of attention to our ends. I always emphasize this as well. That's the oldest part of your hair and it's very prone to breakage if you don't take care of them. So you always want to make sure that you have a good amount of product on your ends just to keep them nice and coated and nice and hydrated.
Fingers down my spine. Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine.
Now the next step you want to take is you want to make sure that you thoroughly detangle your sections. I'm going to be starting from my ends and working my way up to my roots, just making sure I'm working with smooth sections, making sure that I don't have any tangles or any knots in this area. I'll then go in with the Intense Hydrating Potion, and I'm going to be using this as my styler. This is a nice cream with an awesome consistency. It's not too thick. It doesn't weigh my hair down. And I'm just going to actually massage that into my hair, massage that into that section. And I'm just wetting the ends just to make it a little bit easier, making sure that I can finger detangle. So after I finger detangle, I'm going to go in and I'm going to hold my hair taut at the root, as you can see. And I'm just going to start to create a twist. Now if you decide you want to do a 3-strand twist or a braid out or anything like that, the steps would be the same, but in my particular case I'm going to be doing a 2-strand twist out. And I'm just going to continue to twist all the way down. Now usually when I get around almost to the end, I kind of make sure that my ends are still detangled. I'll go in with my Denman brush or with the comb and I'll just kind of rake through the ends just to make sure it's smooth, and then I'll twirl the ends at the bottom. So we're going to repeat those same steps. I'm going to make this section just a little bit smaller. I'm going to clip that out of the way. I'm going to mist my ends and start to detangle, starting from the ends and working my way up to the roots. Make sure you're working with the really smooth section. From there, I'm going to add my styler. And I'm just going to finger detangle and work that through. Now I'll let you guys in on a little secret. The reason why I only finger detangle after I put my product in is because I've learned in the past that when I go in with my Denman brush, when I have a good amount of product on, it kind of just combs or kind of sweeps the product from the roots all the way down to the ends. So I had frizzy roots and then I would have really nice and defined ends. And I figured out later on down the line that it's literally me just kind of brushing the product from the top of my hair to the bottom. So now after I apply my styler of choice, I'll just finger rake and just make sure I get all of the product in and evenly distribute it into my hair. That's a key point when I do my twist outs. Very, very key point.
Fingers down my spine. Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your
going to have you guys pay close attention to this particular section here because I want to demonstrate exactly what I was talking about earlier. Now what I'm doing here is I'm applying my styler and I'm going in with my brush, which I said I do not do this, but for this particular section I just want to explain to you exactly what I meant. As I'm going in, do you see that the product is moving from the top of my hair, and every time I brush or every time I place my brush down, it's literally just sweeping the product down my hair. So what would happen is if I don't go in and detangle it with my fingers instead and kind of rake it through with my fingers while the product is on there, if I did not do that with my fingers, this section would come out very frizzy. It would be kind of poofy, except on the ends, because the product is being swept from the top of the hair down to the ends. So literally my ends would be very defined and moisturized, but the top would be poofy and frizzy, and I don't want that. So that's exactly why I do not use any tools or a comb or brush after I put product on my hair. So for this section, I'm just actually repeating. I'm just kind of detangling, starting from the end, and I'm sorry that I'm out of frame, but I'm going in and making sure that my section is detangled. I'm going to add my product, and I'm going to massage it in with my fingertips only. I'm going to split that in half, and I'm going to start to twist. And when you twist, you want to kind of make sure that you're holding your hair taut. You want to make sure that you're holding it firmly and you're keeping it firm and nice and sturdy. You don't want any loose twists that are not going to hold any definition.
Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine.
Okay, so I let my hair air dry overnight just to make sure that they are completely dry. That is so important for you guys to remember. Please let your hair dry completely if you can help it before unraveling. So I'm going to go in with some coconut oil and I'm going to coat my hands really good. And one thing that I like to do, and I'm going to go ahead and show you one of my secrets, is that I like to scrunch the oil into my hair before I unravel it. And when I unravel, I simply unwind it. I'm going in the opposite direction that I did when I created the twist. And this just allows for a loop opening, and it allows for me to easily pull it apart without creating a snag at the end or anything. And that way I get really good definition, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to do this, and I'll speed up the clip.
Fingers down my spine. Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers? Fingers. Fingers down my spine. Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine?
Okay, so now we're going to go in and we're going to separate our hair. When I say separate, that means to pull your hair apart where it naturally wants to divide. So keep your hands coated with oil and pay close attention to what your hair wants, because if you over separate or if your hands are not coated with enough oil, you can create unwanted frizz. In my case, I do not mind big hair, but if you are not a fan of big hair, then I would advise that you not pull your hair apart too much. The more you separate, the bigger your hairstyle will get.
Fingers down my spine. Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers? rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your
This is what my hair looks like right after I'm done separating, and I'm now going to go in and lift my roots using my pick. If you have a wide tooth comb, feel free to use that, but I have a pick and I'm just going to kind of go in and I'm going to only stay at the roots and I'm going to lift them. You don't want to comb all the way through because then you're going to mess up the curls that you created with the twist. You're going to mess up your definition. So I go in and I pull on the ends of my hair while I'm tugging at my roots just a little bit as I'm lifting them, because it'll allow me to get a really good stretch. And this part, it just kind of allows your hair to get some volume, allows it to stand up more instead of laying so flat. And this part, of course, you do it to your liking as usual. You know, you can kind of stop when you have your desired amount of volume, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna keep it going because, you know, the bigger the hair, the more they stare.
Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers? Fingers. Fingers down my spine. Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers? Fingers. Fingers down my spine. Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Fingers down my spine. Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers? Fingers. Fingers down my spine. Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers